Good Wednesday evening, high school sports fans. Joe Gillaway with Lingelstown Gazette Sports live from the Orchard Street studio. And this is episode 29 of our weekly podcast, Gazette Sports Chat, where we'll get to know participants from various realms of the high school sports world. The student athletes who play the games, the coaches who coach them, and others connected in different ways to the entire experience. We'll introduce you to tonight's guests in just a moment, as soon as we're done thanking those responsible for bringing you tonight's show, our Lingelstown Gazette Sports Platinum sponsors. And they are Rickabaw's Electric, Payor Apparel, Ted's Bar and Grill, Freedom Financial Wealth Management, The Tire Mart, Team PA, AAU Basketball, Tonino's Pizza, American Legion Post 272, Hoffman Ford, Capital Region Insurance Agency, Modern Imprint, Sam Hartley Decking, Crystal Bob at Howard Hanna Real Estate, and Underdog Sports Bar and Grill. Thank you to these great local businesses for their continued support of Lingelstown Gazette Sports and our area student athletes. Upcoming on Gazette Sports Chat, let me turn this down. I have a phone that's giving me, I think, some feedback. Here's some upcoming shows that we have already scheduled and a couple that we still need to schedule. We have some girls wrestlers a week from tomorrow, next Thursday, the 6th, Callie Bauer. She's from Mechanicsburg. Eva Cruz Germain from Central Dauphin East. Alicia Hidalgo from Camp Hill. Kylie Trossel from Elko. Then girls basketball, Monday the 10th, Ashley Berkheimer from Trinity. Jess Hallbaker from State College. Sam Sembrant from Central Dauphin. Macy Yanoski from Mechanicsburg. And then boys basketball, we have another boys basketball show. Elijah Cooper from Central Dauphin East, Tristan Crawford Jr. from Steel High, Khalif Turner. Big game last night for Khalif Turner at Milton Hershey, and then Cam Sweeney from Hershey. So, we have some really good upcoming shows here. And then, of course, every Sunday night we have our high school hoops recap show. We've been talking about these guys, our guests tonight, a lot on this show over the last couple months. And we have I always say a special guest because all of our guests are special to me. I really appreciate them taking their time and coming on. But we have a special guest this Sunday night. Berks Catholic coach Snip Esterly. I think he has like 828 career wins. This guy is just he's on the pinnacle. He's an elite high school basketball coach in the state of Pennsylvania. So we'll have Snip Esterly on with us this Sunday night as our opening guest. So tonight's Gazette Sports Chat guests are four of the top boys high school basketball players in the state of Pennsylvania, along with enjoying some great 2024-2025 seasons on an individual level. They are leaders of teams who are poised for successful postseason runs. It is my pleasure to welcome to the show Middletown's Alil Batts, Susquehanna Township's Alfonso Fonz Burnett, Big Springs' Aidan Sallie, and Carlisle's Parker Smith. They are all seniors. Welcome, fellas, to the show. We really appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, I've been excited about this. I mean, I'm a basketball guy, and when I started, this all started in my head like a month and a half ago. And I was thinking, who do I want to have on this show? Who do I want to meet? Who do I want the viewers to have a chance to get to know a little better? And you guys, we're right at the top of the list. So I'm just glad this all worked out. So I'm going to ask, I'll ask Alil because you're still there. How's practice going?
It's going well. We just warmed up, broke a sweat, and we're just like scouting right now. They're over watching film on Northern, who we play on Friday.
Okay. All right. Everybody else have practice tonight?
Yeah, we didn't have an organized practice, but we just around a couple of our guys. So,
Fonz, your volume, your audio is not good. It kind of sounds metallic. I can hear it. What's that?
Can you hear me now?
That's better. Parker, Aidan, do you guys both have practice tonight?
Yeah, we're getting ready for Harrisburg tomorrow. So
okay.
We got a game plan, got shots up.
They can catch you. Harrisburg can catch you for a team without a great record. They can. You got to play them hard. That's for sure. How about you, Aidan?
Yeah, we did some film on Bubbletown, and then we got some shots up in the gun tonight. Just keeping loose.
Coach Creek, he works you guys hard, doesn't he?
Yeah. After last night, I think we got a day today.
Good. Good.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting around last night and I'm kind of texting around with my guys, the guys who were on the Sunday night show with me. And and I'm getting my notes together, and I'm never really overly organized. I just kind of try to make it so that it's fun and light, and I don't try to structure things too much. So I was trying to figure out who am I going to start with, and then I get a text that Aidan's about ready to break his school's all-time scoring record. So we're going to start with Aidan. I think you earned it last night, buddy. You had 30 last night in a big, let's call it a big win over McDevitt, because it was kind of a revenge win. Yep. And I'm saying that. I'm not saying that you're saying that, but to me it was. I watched your first game. You guys lost by over 20 the first game, and you won by just about 30 last night. But you came in, you needed 25 to break the school's all-time scoring record. You ended up with 30, and it was a big win too. So talk a little bit about being able to – you scored your 1,000th point at home as well. I do know that. Yeah, that was last season. And then last night, being in front of the home crowd, was there a nice crowd there?
Yeah, it was actually a really nice crowd. We started a little early. Bishop McDevitt's got a really good JV team. So we started the game like 15 minutes early. So the crowd was still trickling in once we got started, but we always get a good show out. We got a nice gym. People want to come watch us. So it was exciting. You
broke the record around 8:15, so you had to score you had to start the game early, because that was early in the fourth quarter. It was still only 8:15. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And it was nice for you guys. And I know that you're just going to have to try to beat anybody who's in front of you, but you moved up a little bit in the power rankings. And do you guys feel like you're ready for another District 3 tournament run here?
Yeah, I know. It's really exciting. I mean, always our goal is to play as long as we possibly can. So just seeing how things are working out, knowing who's got who left, what we got to take care of business going forward, and just getting excited. We really get excited for the playoffs, because we get time to prepare, time to really get ready, crack down on our opponent and stuff like that. So,
right.
I mean, obviously last year was exciting, but we always looking at what's ahead and what more can we do. So.
Right. So for those unfamiliar, unaware, Big Spring went to the district championship game last year, lost by just a couple points. I mean, was it like Eastern York maybe? Is that
Eastern York? Yeah.
Eastern York, really good Eastern York team. So great season last year, but like you said, you got to worry about what's in front of you. Yeah. And your stretch run is Boiling Springs, big rivalry game, Greencastle, Trinity, Shippensburg, and Selinsgrove. So still 5 games left. So best wishes to you and your teammates moving forward. Let's go to Allele Bats from Middletown. You clinched, as far as my numbers show me, you've clinched the Mid-Penn Colonial Division, because you're up 3 games with 2 games remaining. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry, but I don't want to jinx you guys. But you're safely in the District 3 tournament in the power rankings. And as far as I can see, that you're going to be representing the Colonial Division in the Mid-Penn Conference tournament versus Trinity, possibly along with your girls. I mean, that would be so exciting, wouldn't it, for your school to be able to have a boys team and a girls team playing in the Mid-Penn Conference tournament? What do you feel about that?
I feel it feels great. You know, our boys been working very hard, as well as our girls. You know, they're really good. I feel like, you know, our boys get a little bit more of the spotlight, but if anything, they're just as good. So
I had Jayla on the show the other night.
Yeah,
she did a great job. She's a heck of a player, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a little extra energy in the hallways? I mean, does the student body, do your classmates and your teachers, do they support you? Do they feel it when you guys are playing well?
Yeah, they do. You know, especially from the students. You know, I'll hear it a little bit from them. You know, a little like gassing me up and stuff like that, especially to a whole team. But you know, I think it's gonna be a good couple of games for us.
Good. Okay. So how about Fonz Burnett coming off a win last night versus Camp Hill? That's 4 straight wins now. You guys have been kind of streaky, right?
Yes,
I think you guys have had like portions that you've gotten kind of hot, and then a couple bad games, but you're playing well at the right time. That's for sure. Is that kind of how it feels, that you guys might have gotten yourselves on track for a stretch run here?
Yes, sir. For real, it's kind of odd, you know. It's multiple games that we feel like we should have won. Like, you can't really go back into the past, but just moving forward all together, just gelling together as a team, guys buying in. That's been the main goal, and that's just been the main thing for these last couple games.
Yeah, I watched your game. I was there at Trinity, and you know, you guys lost by 2 points. It was 76-74. But I walked away. My thoughts walking away, I drove off the lot, and I thought, that Susquehanna team, they could win some games, man.
Sure.
I thought that was I don't know if there's a good loss, but the signals I got from that loss was that you guys are a pretty darn good team. You did not give up. That's for sure. Coach Cloud didn't give up. And, can you sometimes leave a loss like that and say, you know what, next time we should be able to close that out if we get in that same situation?
Yes, sir. The main goal is you don't really want to dig yourself into that hole. The biggest thing, like I said before, is we always we got to get guys on the same page for us to continue to move forward and to get wins. But most definitely, it's definitely some confidence, and that's one thing about our guys. We will never give up, and we will continue to fight until the whistle blows.
Yeah, I saw that night. That was kind of one of my top takeaways that night. I said, man, those guys just didn't give up,
Yes, sir.
So let's go over to Parker Smith from Carlisle. Your team is 12-5 overall, 8-4 in the Mid-Penn Commonwealth Division. Don't let 4 losses in that division fool you, those at home, because that's not too bad to be at this stage of the season and only have 4 Commonwealth losses. Talk about that Commonwealth division. You have 4 really distinct quality teams, and this is with respect to the other teams, but I'm saying Carlisle, Cumberland Valley, Central Dauphin, and Chambersburg are all really tough. Is that tough having to go up against those teams, twice a year like that?
Yeah, I feel like being in the Commonwealth, every game is a hard game no matter who you play. And especially playing kids from Central Dauphin, Chambersburg, in CV, they got kids that are going to major schools. And it's definitely big. You got to buy in with that. And we have kids on the team this year that really didn't have that big of a role last year. So stepping up in the big games is definitely something that we're picking up on now.
Yeah, I said you had 4 losses, but you lost to Central Dauphin twice and by a total of 3 points. I was at the one at Central Dauphin. You guys lost by a point. You had 35 that night. And, that was it was a 50-50 game. It was somebody has to win and somebody has to lose. And you guys were just on the wrong end of it. But I could see how good you guys were, that night. So your stretch run, we mentioned it a moment ago. You have Harrisburg, and then you have 13-5 Penn Manor. They're out of the Lancaster Lebanon 1 league, and then Chambersburg and Waynesboro. So it's really not getting a whole lot easier for you, is it?
Nope. Just got to take it game by game and finish the season strong.
Okay, so let's talk about your teams now. Let's go back to Aidan. You guys, we just mentioned you have a good team. Okay, you have a team that's had some success last year. You're poised to make another good run here, hopefully again this year. What's it like playing with your brother Landon? Let's start with that. He's a freshman, by the way, for those who don't know.
It's really special. I've always had my family beside the court, on the sidelines. But since we're 3 years apart, we never really got to play together. This summer was the first time, and I was out for a part of the summer. So really, this is our true first time playing together for real. And so it's just been special seeing how the community and our teammates and our coaches and our family have really supported us, and just seeing how and understanding us too, really how special it is, and that it's going by really fast, but we're taking every game with a grain of salt, because it's gonna be over soon. And just being able to see him grow and see how I can make an impact on his career just while I'm here is something that I'll remember forever.
It doesn't look like you getting each other's way out there either, as far as you're both scorers. We know that, okay? And a lot of times it's hard for a couple really good scorers to be on the floor together like that. But looks like you guys both take your turns. You know when it's your turn or when it's his turn, and you both contribute at a high level to the success of your team. So I just think that's a neat story, that you have like you said, he's 3 years younger than you. Why would you have played with him to this point? You're typically in a different level or a different stage. Here's a question I like that. Who's your rivalry? Is it Boiling Springs, or is it one of these teams from over in the Harrisburg area? Do you have one?
So to me, to us, to our team, it's Boiling Springs. It's been deep. It's not as deep rooted. I think a lot of older people around Big Spring would say Shippensburg.
Mm-hmm.
Ship was always that literally you could walk across 11 and you're right there.
Right.
It's the crosstown. So a lot of the older community and our coaches that rivalries with Shippensburg. But just based off of how the last couple of years have gone. I mean, we always have tough games with Greencastle. Greencastle's been like an upcoming rival for us, but our big rival with our squad right now is Bowling Springs, and we're really excited about Friday, and I know they are too. And it's always a battle between us, so I'm really excited for that. But
they're playing well. They're playing well too, Boiling Springs.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go back to Allele. How do you like being in a new division this year, Allele? I mean, that's kind of a big deal. You know, you're seeing a whole different set of teams. You have to see all them twice, and no more Bishop McDevitt, no more Susquehanna Township, no more Steel High, no more Trinity. I mean, you have a little more travel, right? But you know what? You just went over there. Let's call it over there because there's so many teams from over, in the West. You just went over there and started, taking names, basically, and you're really in a position that, that you could win out and win the division. So what's this Colonial division all about, Allele?
Feels good going into it because a lot of teams don't know us and, we don't know them. But, we just play our game day in, day out. And I think that's what's led us to, lead the division right now. And, try not to get complacent and just keep playing these last couple games. But,
now
the drives are long, but, we got used to them over the season.
You guys have Northern York at home Friday, right?
Yep.
And then after Northern York, let me see here. You have West York. That's a non-league game. They're a good team, though. Waynesboro and Hershey. So not a tough stretch of games to finish out the regular season. And what about do you guys have like a rivalry, like one of those games you mark on the calendar, that you look forward to?
Well, we actually did play McDevitt out of conference this year on a girls and boys doubleheader. So I think that was the one we circled. But other than that, I think nothing specific.
Right. Well, they whatever chance there was of that existing, it was kind of pulled away from you now because you have to schedule them non-league or else you're not playing all those same teams that you've been going against for the last handful of years. Okay, how about let's go to Fonz Burnett. First double-digit win season for Susquehanna Township boys in 5 years. That's a big deal, It really is, and I'm happy for you. I think the community's excited for you. What's the reason for the turnaround?
I would just say we got a lot of young guys that's buying into the process. We got my guys, Makai Slappy, Jakai Sloan, Donovan Mitchell, Travis Turner. We got a lot of guys who's willing just to step up and buy into the roles this year. So I'm definitely just proud of our guys and how our guys turned it around.
Okay, and and you guys have. Let's see, just for McDevitt, Dallastown. That's not going to be easy, and then Boiling Springs. That's your final 3 games. Let's go to Parker Smith. I mentioned only 4 Commonwealth losses this year, but the big win. Okay, let's get away from. I keep saying losses. I'm sorry, but the big win was Cumberland Valley, right?
Yeah,
at Cumberland Valley in the Dome. I think it was 60-33. It was just kind of you beat them good, Talk about being able to kind of take that monkey off of Coach Andre Anderson's back because you've been around 4 years. He's been around 14, and he had to incur a lot of losses to them in a row. I think 12 losses in a row. Were you happy for your team and for Coach Anderson?
Yeah, for sure. I feel like we have like a veteran group this year of seniors, and I feel like us seniors just kind of came together and said this is our last time that we're going to get to play here, just kind of put it all out there.
What about sophomore Tyler Royal? Is it Royal, right?
Yeah.
I saw him. I'm only asking about him because I watched you guys play Central Dauphin the first time, and it was a 1-point game. I think it was 76-75 or 67-66, I think. But I was impressed by him. And I could tell he was young. I could tell he was kind of a little unpolished. You're not polished until you get polished, basically, But he had such an impact in that game, and he caused Central Dauphin to take so many altered shots. You think the sky's the limit for this kid?
Yeah, he has a great work ethic. So I feel like, yeah.
Yeah, that's what Coach Anderson, he was on the show here a couple weeks ago, and he mentioned his work ethic as well. What about you guys? You have a team that you kind of circle on the calendar that you look at as a rivalry?
Yeah, I feel like it's Cumberland Valley each year, just being like 20 minutes down the road.
Mm-hmm.
But like obviously Chambersburg, we've played them very well our last 4 years. So I feel like they've kind of started up as a rivalry too.
Yeah, you're kind of right smack dab and not geographically right in the middle, but one's on to the east of you and one's to the west. So and they're both very good programs. So let's talk about some coaches here. I'm going to go back up to Aidan Sallie, 12th year head coach Jason Creek. Tell us about Coach Creek.
I could not say enough about him. Interesting story. I did go to Carlisle in middle school, and we had a connection through travel. And so he reached out to my dad, offered him a coaching position at the middle school, and we made the switch to Big Spring. And I couldn't be more grateful for the opportunity he's given us, me and my brother now. Just the long nights, nobody understands the amount of hours that he puts in and the rest of the coaching staff puts in. Pushes us each and every day to be the best player and person that we can be, and really just gets us ready for every game. He stays late almost every single day. He sacrifices a lot of his life. He's a competitor. He's going to do whatever he can to win. So just being able to play under somebody that pushes you to be a winner and makes the ride as enjoyable as possible. He can be hard sometimes, and that's life. And he's a guy who's going to push you to your max. But just having the opportunity to play for him has been like a dream come true.
Yeah, I know that you guys have a very full schedule playing for him. He was on our show too about a month or so ago. And first of all, great guy. I was very impressed with him. I was so glad that we had him on and I had a chance to meet him, get to know him a little bit. But he told us like you guys have a schedule that starts at 3:30 in the afternoon and goes to like 8 o'clock at night, and it's not all practice.
It was an early night. Yeah.
He said some of it's the medical stuff, maybe getting your ankles wrapped or whatever. He said early on in the day, it's not like actual practice, but it's all basketball related for about 4 or 5 hours, basically, right?
Yeah. Our schedule is jam packed. It's rare before December that we're going home after school. We're filming practice. We're going over stuff. We're going over game film. We're looking at our next opponent. We're in typically for basketball wise, we're in film for an hour, 5 to 6, and then we're on the court from 6 to 8:30 on a typical day.
And that's after not going home after school.
And that's
right?
after maybe going to get something to eat and then coming back,
right.
Get ready, getting heat or treatment or something like that. We have a really good training staff as well, so they take care of us with our long days and our long games. We don't have a extremely deep bench. We play 7 or 8 guys, so we're logging a lot of minutes on a daily basis. So just having the stability that we have at Big Spring is something special.
Good to hear. Okay, so Allele Bats. Talk about 7th year head coach Chris Bradford.
Great coach. He's been coaching me since my freshman year, and he probably loves basketball just as much as anyone else on our team. He likes to compete, pushes us. Preseason. It's not just a regular preseason. We're in honestly before school, 5 a.m.
Oh wow.
Shooting, working out. Then we go to school, and then usually we have an open gym after. So. He keeps track of days too, like how many days we've been in the gym together, stuff like that. He's a maniac almost, in a good way though. But
right.
He's a great coach. Pushes us and stuff like that. And I couldn't ask for a better coach, honestly.
And he's an English teacher at Middletown
too,
right? Yeah, I know he's an asset to the school. I've talked to people, and they say that the school's very fortunate to have him there for athletics and non-athletics. So
yeah.
Okay, so let's go to Fonz Burnett. 2nd year head coach Avery Cloud. I just asked you about how things were, how you were turning things around as a team. What about Coach Cloud? What's he doing there to make things different for everybody?
Coach Cloud is just a very great guy overall. He pushes us to our full potential, but he's not only just a basketball coach. He's a mentor to every young player on the team and every person on the team. Everybody looks up to Coach Cloud. Coach Cloud gives nothing but jewels and helps these young men develop. It's not only about basketball, but it's about developing as a young man also. So yeah, Coach Cloud is definitely a great guy.
He's going to be a guest. He was supposed to be a guest a couple of weeks ago on our show, and I think you guys ended up having to play a makeup game on a Sunday, so he had to postpone. But we look forward to having Coach Avery Cloud on. And Parker Smith, how about Andre Anderson?
Yeah, I love him. You know, he believed in me as a freshman, which is big. And I feel like he's a big players coach. Like he's always like off the court, he's all like making jokes with us and stuff, but on the court he locks on. I mean, he played Division I basketball, so he kind of uses that to coach us a lot. And he's also very hard on us. Like when we lose, we don't take that easy. And yeah, great coach.
Good. Okay, so we got through the team stuff. Let's talk about some individual stuff because part of the reason you guys are here tonight, and part of the reason that you're going to probably be playing in college or whatever success you've had and will have is because you're good individual players. Last season, Aidan, you had your 1,000th point at home. Last night you had the school scoring record. You're number 6 in the entire district in scoring, 22.5 points per game. What is it about? Okay, you obviously been playing basketball for a long time, right? How old were you when you started?
5 or 6.
Were you always a scorer?
No, not at all.
Okay, that's good. I like that answer. What happened? Did you start out just like as a rebounder or a passer?
I was bigger. I was definitely bigger when I was younger, and me and Parker played together when we were younger. And he can tell you firsthand, like I was not the first guy to shoot the ball. And I think as I got older, I kind of got mature, and I gained a lot of confidence when it came to shooting the ball, especially. But a lot about shooting is guys getting you open, and you can't break records. You can't do anything without teammates. So just having those guys get in the gym, working together, and those guys work hard, especially defensively, moving the ball, all that kind of stuff to make all that kind of stuff possible.
Good. Yeah. So yeah, that's interesting though. That's why I asked because I know like in baseball, like some of the guys that are the best hitters, they weren't always the best hitters. Something just happened. The switch went on, or they adopted a different approach, or and that's just you go from, like you said, not being a scorer, and then now it's like that the bottom of that basket, like the back of your hand.
Yeah.
Okay, Alil, you kind of came out of the woodwork, man, like as a star. Okay, you got on my radar early this season, okay? Because I watch things pretty closely, and I'm like, who's this little Bats kid down in Middletown? Yeah, I knew you were having like scoring a lot. Your team was winning, and I saw your name in a lot of the articles. You went from you were a scorer last year. You averaged 11.5 points last year, and that's not bad at all. But now you're scoring 21 points per game, which is number 15 overall in the entire district. That's out of 121 teams. Talk about your transformation. What happened from last year to this year that you went from, a moderate scorer to like one of the best scorers in the area and one of the guys that his team can rely on to kind of carry him when it's needed?
I think over the summer, it's just, obviously the easy answer is like a lot of work, just, staying true to yourself and stuff like that. And I've played, with like behind a lot of great scorers and stuff like that during my high school career, like Mason Blade and stuff like that. So it's like learning a lot of stuff from them and, seeing how they go about it during the games and stuff like that, and seeing what I can pick apart in their games and take away and put it in mine.
Yeah, Mason, he was a scorer, man. That guy could put you on his back. I watched that game against Steel High last year. I think he had like 31 or 33, and I said, boy, that guy knows how to score points. Fonz Burnett, you joined your school's 1,000-point club 2 weeks ago at home versus Trinity, right?
Yes, sir.
You're going to be forever alongside players like Bud Mack, Big Shot Ben Dupree. Ben. I work with Ben on a football show. We do a podcast. Brian Dean, is that name familiar to you at all?
Yes, sir.
GOAT, absolute GOAT, Brian Dean. And then on the girls' side, Stacy Dean, Brian's sister, and Sky Cole. So you joined this this group of players that you're going to be alongside them on the walls in your gym forever. What's that feel like?
It's definitely a great feeling. I will definitely follow up, like Aidan said. Definitely wouldn't be possible without your teammates, man. Like them guys play a big role in that. Finding me in open looks and just working hard with me, man. I wouldn't be more proud.
I watched it on somebody taped it. I saw a clip of it. Boy, that gym was electric, wasn't it? Well,
yeah.
Okay, let me ask you this. See, try to get locked back in. Aidan just did it last night. A different record, but that feeling, did you know it was getting close?
I would say yes, but
Okay, but you didn't know exactly. You were just playing basketball,
yeah,
trying to
that's
win
all
a
it
game,
is.
right?
You
I
just gotta
love
go
that
out there and
answer.
play. Yes,
That's the
sir.
answer we're all looking for. But talk about when it actually happened, and you kind of get to exhale a little bit and let everybody kind of in the stands and your teammates, thank you for all you've done and congratulate you. What's that feeling like?
It's a great feeling, just knowing all the countless hours, all the hard work you put in over time. I've been playing basketball since I was a little kid, so it definitely was just a great feeling, and just being able to put on for Susquehanna Township was great.
Yeah, if that school stands for another 100 years, again, I'm going to say it again, your name's going to be up in the rafters with that other group of elite athletes. And I love that. I just think that's a phenomenal thing.
Really appreciate that.
Yep. Okay, Parker, since we're talking about 1,000 points, and we know Alil would have 1,000 too, if you just said you had to play around behind some really good scores the last few years. Yeah. But I just wanted to recognize Alil too, because you're a great scorer. But Parker, you had your 1,000 point at home in the second game of the season. I'm going to ask you the same question. What's it like? That crowd you guys get over there? That's one of the best student sections, one of the best kind of the community shows up. And what's it like scoring that 1,000 point at Carlisle on I think it's Dave Lebo Court in Gene Evans Gymnasium? Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
What'd that feel like?
It's definitely amazing. We have it's a basketball town, so I feel like we get great atmosphere every game. It's big, all the support from the fans, the students, and there's a lot of great names up there, and just to be a part of it's definitely a great feeling.
You are, and I mentioned it for the other guys, so I'll mention it for you. Drum roll, you're the number one scorer out of the whole district. Did you know that?
Yeah.
You don't come across the guy that's setting out for that to happen. A lot of hard work and things fall into place. And, you score points that your team needs. You're not out there just chucking the ball up. But, yeah, I was kind of doing a little bit of homework, and I was like, man, this guy's leading the whole district in scoring. So, my hat's off to you. But let's hope that it's team things that happen from now till the end of the season for you guys, for sure. Okay, so now we're going to switch gears here. We're going to get away from basketball just a little bit and talk about Aidan. What about your studies, your classwork? How important is that to you, and how much of a priority is it that you're a student athlete, not just an athlete?
Oh yeah, I mean, I say we talk a lot with the youth around, and so one of the big things that we take pride in is the term student athlete and how student comes first. And so taking pride in being a good hardworking student in your classes, and just pushing yourself on and off the court, being able to focus on that. You can't play if you don't have good grades. So especially for kids who want to play going forward. I mean, one of the most important things that school is looking for is good grades. So I know a lot of young athletes want to play at the next level. And that's a big part in that. Schools aren't going to want you if you have bad grades.
That's the primary reason why I ask you guys this question, because there could be kids at home, whether they're 6 years old or just getting ready to go into high school. And I want them to see that it's not just fun and games, that there's some outside off the court work that's required to get where you guys are.
Exactly.
What about college? You're going to play basketball in college?
I've sort of been in between, I applied to some schools that I would not be able to play at.
Right.
And I've also had some contact with some schools that have been interested. So I've always been a person who's changed their mind a lot on what they want to do. And
that's
so
okay.
I know what I want to study, and I want to study business and stuff like that. And I've been looking for schools, and schools have reached out. So I'm still working on it. I got time. I got decisions to make coming up. So it's exciting.
That is the answer of to me, a very grounded person. Like nothing is the end of the world to you right now. You just gotta, whatever's the next.
What's going to come first for me. So I mean, there's a lot of there's schools that are interested, and I'm very grateful for that. And I've always will thank them and respect them for that. And I'm still trying to just figure out what fits me best. So
good. Alil, how about you, buddy? Talk about what your classwork and your studies means to you and how important it is.
I think it's really important. Obviously, basketball is one thing, but I think being a student as well is also big. You might be spending probably the same amount or even more time being more of a student than you are an athlete. So, and I have Bradford as my English teacher. So,
Oh, do you?
yeah, he
So
doesn't
he's not letting you get away with anything, right?
he's a teacher, so you know how it is. But
Right,
I
right,
think
right.
he harps on being more of a student first than an athlete. So,
Right.
I think that's good.
Any plans to play at the next level?
Yeah, I have a little bit of interest for a couple schools. Just still seeing what's best for me and figuring out what I'm gonna do. Yeah.
Good. That's fine. Yeah, you're at the age, nothing, again, the end of the world is that you just take it the day at a time and whatever's right in front of you, deal with that, and everything else will fall into place for you. So, Fonz, you're up next. I'm going to ask you the same question.
Yes, sir. Academics are definitely everything. I definitely want to give a big shout to the people out there for the younger guys who definitely struggle in school or had trouble. Because I was actually one of those guys who started out. I was not the best person in school with academics, but as time went on, maturing and growing up, academics is definitely before any sports. Make sure that your academics are good because that's the main thing. Then going to college, getting your degree would be the next thing, but definitely student athlete is the first thing.
That's why I do this show. I mean, really, that answer there, man. When I'm done tonight after the show's over, I'm going to be like, that's what this is all about. So,
Yes,
Fonz,
sir.
thank you very much because I'm sure there are kids watching this and they need to hear that. Do you want to play basketball in college?
So I'll be posting my commitment soon, but I will not be playing basketball in college. I'll be going to college for football.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you guys have a tell Coach Joe Heaton I said hello.
No doubt.
Okay, let me ask you that. Tell us a little bit about Coach Joe Heaton before we get to Parker.
Coach Joe, man. If you don't know Coach Joe's a great
I know him.
guy.
I love him.
Yeah, I was about to say, Coach Joe's a great guy. Like he's all about the kids, man. Couldn't
Right.
ask for a better coach on both sides, basketball and football. Two guys who definitely just mentors in my life. Not only just my coaches, but definitely mentors in my life.
Right. Okay. Great answer. How about you, Parker? Talk about your studies, your classwork.
Yeah, I feel like academics is definitely huge. You can't even play basketball if you have those eligibility checks every Friday that you miss 2 to 3 weeks of basketball with. So like grades are definitely the first, thing that you got to focus on. And then later on, basketball is going to stop for you. So definitely getting that good degree, that's bigger in life.
And how about college basketball? Any plans for that?
Yeah, I'm definitely looking to play in college, but I don't know where yet.
Good. Well, somebody's going to be very fortunate. Those of you that end up playing, there's going to be some schools out there that are going to be fortunate to have you. That's for sure. Okay, so let's kind of shift gears one more time here. Let's talk about what you guys like to do outside of basketball, outside of school. Aidan, do you have any hobbies, any pastimes, just to kind of get away, to relax, to have a little bit of fun?
Yeah, I like spending time with my friends, my family. Just being out and doing stuff with the guys.
Number one answer, by the way. That's the answer I get the most.
Yep.
Hanging with my friends. Go ahead.
On the more individual side, I'm a bit musically inclined. I played the piano since I was in second grade.
Oh, nice.
I learned how to play the guitar in middle school, so that's always been something I care about. Listening to music, having that passion that can sort of like help you find some clarity and some space whenever you're, and not in a tough time, but in a time where you're sort of like finding yourself. You know what I mean? So that's a nice thing to help me calm down. And
Well, guess what, Aidan? You just became my first guest on a podcast that I've been planning on. I want to try to find student athletes, boys and girls, with talents outside of their sport. Okay, can I sign you up?
Yes.
Will you play something for us?
Yep, I'll play something
Okay.
for you.
All right, man. That's awesome. I'm excited about that. Okay, so let's go to Alil. What do you like to do when you're not playing basketball?
I play a lot of golf with some of my boys. So I think
real golf, 18 holes. You go to
18
Sunset.
holes. Yeah, yes, sir. Sunset. One of my boys, like dad's one of the head up there, so get to play there free a lot of times. So.
Let me ask you something. How hard is golf? It's a whole different experience than playing basketball, right?
Yeah, way harder. I mean, I've been playing for a decent amount of time. I'm still not like the craziest.
Right.
But it's a lot of fun, even if you're.
It is.
half decent.
Yeah, you don't have to be great at it to have fun. That's for sure. You know,
Yeah.
if you got a 7 on a hole last time and you get a 6 or a 5 this time, that's a victory. You know, that's a win right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. I'm glad to hear that. Fonz Burnett, what do you like to do outside of basketball in school?
I like to just chill with my friends. Also, I'm a video game guy, so I like
Okay.
to play. I like to play the game a lot. But other than those two things, I like to bowl. I like to
Okay.
bowl a lot. Also,
High scoring bowling. What is it?
I say like 60.
60.
Yeah, I'm all right. I ain't the best.
Parker. Parker. I thought it might have been. I thought I might have misheard that. So you got something to shoot for, right?
Yeah.
Keep playing, and I'm sure you're going to improve. That's for sure.
Yes,
You know, I'm not really laughing at you
Okay.
either, buddy, because you probably beat me for sure. Okay. Let's do this. Let's. Sorry about that. We didn't get to Parker. Parker, what do you like to do outside of? Parker, do you think you could beat Fonz in bowling?
Probably not. I went like a month ago.
We're all chuckling,
bad.
but he probably beat us all, right?
No, but it goes. I'm saying by rounds. You get what I'm saying?
60 is what? The whole for 10?
Like
for 10
no,
frame?
the total points. You ain't like so. You know how you get a strike. You will get a strike, right?
Yeah.
And by round, the points will increase.
Right.
So in total, towards the end.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You thought
Okay.
I was saying, how
I get
you
what
thought I
you're
was
saying.
it?
Because if you get a couple strikes in a round, in a 10 frame round, you're going to have more than 60 for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Parker, go ahead, buddy. What do you like to do outside?
I feel like I got a generic answer, just always being with my friends if I'm not on the court. You know, I try to be out the house as much as possible, just going out with them. Yeah.
That's a great answer. Nobody said sleep. That's another answer we get a lot of. They like to nap. They like to sleep. Okay, so let's get. I don't know if anybody's familiar with Payor Apparel, but they're one of our sponsors. Larry Bragg from Payor. He likes to donate a T-shirt to all our guests. So let me get T-shirt sizes, and we'll start with Aidan.
I'm an XL.
XL, and let's go to Alil.
Large.
Okay, and Fonz.
Medium.
And Parker.
I'm a large.
All right, we got it covered. So the last thing we do is we do a little something we call keeping it light here. Okay, so these questions are gonna have nothing to do with basketball, nothing to do with your schools or your schoolwork. We're gonna let the viewers get to know you guys on a little bit of a different level. So let's go backwards this time. Let's start with Parker. Parker, what's your favorite meal? What's like your go-to meal? If it's your birthday and somebody wants to cook for you and they say, well, I'll make you whatever you want, or somebody wants to take you out to dinner for whatever meal you want, what's that meal going to be?
I feel like a generic answer is just saying steak.
That's a good answer.
I'm also a big seafood type of guy, so I feel like seafood too.
Okay, so that's good. Steak and seafood. All right, so let's go to Fonz Burnett. All-time favorite athlete, any sport, any level.
Deion Sanders.
Okay, yeah, you can't. He was way before your time too. So you understand the legend of Deion Sanders, right?
Yes.
Whatever you've heard about him, it's all true. He was incredible. And the thing about Deion is he hardly ever had interceptions because nobody would even throw the ball his way. Yeah. You know you're a good cornerback when they won't even. He took away that third of the field, that entire third of the field. The passing game just hardly existed over there. Yeah, that's a good one. He's one of mine too. How about Alil? Do you like sweets?
Yeah, I don't eat chocolate, but like
that's okay. I just wanted to qualify you for this question. Favorite dessert? Or one that you like?
I'm gonna go lemon cake. Lemon cake's good. Lemon cake's
good. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a sophisticated palate there, man. Okay. How about your favorite candy?
Candy. I like eating Sour Patch Kids.
Okay.
4 games.
All right, and then let's go to Aidan. And okay, Aidan, I think you can handle this question. This is the question I ask every time, and Some people don't like getting this question, but I think you'll be okay. Favorite book?
Ooh, that's tough.
Do you read? Do you like books?
I'm not a big fan of reading.
Neither was the person that I asked this the other night.
Yeah, I think. I had a really good experience this summer. I've read a couple for summer reading assignments. I've read a couple autobiographies of people. So I got this summer for my summer reading project. I read Michael Phelps's memoir. That was really good. And then a couple years ago, I read Derek Jeter's autobiography, which is really cool.
Two of the GOATs, both of them, yeah.
Two guys that are pretty legendary.
Right.
And so I think I'm definitely more nonfiction than fiction.
Right. Yeah, me too. I like biographies and autobiographies too. So you made it through. You survived.
Yeah. Yep.
Good. Well done. Okay, one more round here. Parker, how about favorite sports team? Any sports?
Philadelphia Eagles.
All right. How you feel about this? Their next Sunday, not this Sunday.
I'm feeling good.
Yeah, they're
definitely
kind of
excited.
Kind of healthy. You know what I mean? They don't have any like major injuries, and yeah, they just they're playing their best. Seems like their best ball at the right time. Yeah. Okay, Allele. Let's go to bucket list item. Do you know what a bucket list item is? Something you want to do someday. It might not be next week or even next year. Some people say jump out of an airplane. Some people say travel the world. Is there something that you'd like to do one of these years that they can wait?
Probably go to like Greece or something like.
That's a good one. Yeah. I've never been to Europe myself, and I'm at the age I better do it if I want to do it. But that's I think that's a good goal there. So let's go to Fonz and favorite restaurant.
I would say I think this restaurant actually got shut down. It was called Kokomo's, if you know what that is.
I know what Kokomo's is.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
You like Kokomo's?
Yes, sir.
What would you like to get there? What do you order when you go out?
The wings. I like their wings. They had a couple of different flavors in there. Bacon cheese fries was pretty good.
Good. Okay, so the last one we're going to do here, Aidan, Sallie. You have a favorite TV show or series?
Yeah.
What series have you watched that you've binged and you'll binge again? Maybe, probably.
I have watched every single I'm gonna sound like such a nerd. I have watched every single episode of every single season of Survivor.
Is that right?
I'm so serious when I say that. I could probably if you showed me somebody from the show and all 47 seasons, I think I could tell you who it was.
Oh wow!
I think so. During middle school, I had so much time on my hands over the summers. I think between 7th and 8th grade, I think I watched probably 14 seasons just on my own. It's just something that I've always been into. I'm a very strategic mastermind kind of.
You know what you like, and you're gonna watch it.
I have watched every single episode of every season.
Anybody else binging anything right now? Any series? No.
Not
I got nothing.
It does take some dedication. I mean, it takes some time and some idle time, and there's always things you could be doing other than watching TV all day. That's for sure. Okay, so that's keeping it light. Well done, fellas. How about shout outs, and then we'll let you go. Let's go back up to Parker. You want to shout anybody out that might be watching?
Yeah, just probably my family, my friends, and my teammates.
Okay, Allele?
Just like the Middletown community, my teammates and stuff. I know some of them are watching me right now. So
please, Allele, do me a favor. Thank Coach Bradford for allowing you to do this, because I know you had to kind of cut into practice a little bit. Fonz Burnett, any shout outs for you, buddy?
I want to give a shout out to all my friends, Coach Cloud, Coach Bear, and all my teammates, and definitely the number one person, my Mom Dukes.
Okay.
Sure.
All right, Aidan, Sallie, shout outs.
Yeah, same thing. Family, friends, coaches, and teammates, and definitely my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
Awesome. Okay, so we got over 300 views right now for this. That's a lot of people, believe me. And I knew that having you guys on was going to attract people to the show, because you guys are 4 of the top student athletes, and I put the emphasis on both, on the student and the athlete. I never know what to expect, but you guys blew away any expectation I would have had tonight. I mean, you guys are awesome guys, young men, and great basketball players. So I wish you well. Thank you again. Stay healthy and have great runs in the postseasons. Once again, we got Aidan, Sallie, Parker Smith, Alil Batts, Fonz, Burnett. Really appreciate it, guys. Have a great evening.
Thanks for having us.
us.
Take care.
Good luck to everyone.
Yep.